Should we be doing this? Probably not. Are we doing it all the same? Yeah, we're doing it. Hi everyone, this is Abel. I write and read space opera and fantasy books. Today we're going to be talking about the Space Opera September Readathon. This Readathon is all about celebrating science fiction, especially books, novellas, comics, graphic novels, all basically set in space, or for the most part in space, traveling, discovering new planets, meeting new civilization, and maybe engaging in war with them. It's very fun, it's very accessible. So we're gonna be talking about this. I'll tell you about the books I've picked, and we'll try to explain a bit of the rules to participate. Share your thoughts, tell me what you're reading, and if you're going to join us. This readathon is hosted by Thomas, Rachel, and David. I'll put a link to their channels in the description box. Go check them out. Peak YouTube and booktube content. So we have the whole month of September to read from 1 to 4 books. There are different stages and different options within every stages. I'm not going to show you each and every single one of the various choices you have, because this video will be too long. I'll show you what I chose, but I'll link for you a Google Doc when you have the whole explanation so that you can cherry pick what you like. So let's begin. Phase 1, Stage 1. Pick a method of space travel. I chose wormhole, which said read any combination of graphic novels, novellas, or novels for a total of 4 books to reach your destination. Here's what I'm going to go with, which is On the Winds of Quasars, book 2 of the Song of Camario trilogy by T.A. Bruno. Of course, it's book 2. If I go too deep in the synopsis, I'm going to spoil book 1. So I'll tell you something about the synopsis for book 1, which was amazing, by the way. I read it a couple of years ago. I read it twice. It's a very good book, and T.A. Bruno is a great author. He's the sweetest man you can imagine. Go follow him on Instagram, on Twitter, and go check his books. So it says for book 1, the last fragments of the human race are forced to adapt to a dangerous new world or face extinction. When starship mechanic Denton Custis is caught in the destructive path of a devastating war, he abandons his home and seeks refuge on a distant planet. However, his new safe haven has undiscovered threats of its own. Eliana Weston, a scout preparing for the planet for refugees, struggles with a deadly pandemic that is killing off colonists. The hunt for a cure unleashes a new threat to humanity, the Sirens, mysterious being with incredible powers and a deep hatred for invaders. The second book I'm going with for this stage of the readathon is Wielder of Foe, Inferno by Jeffery Roarke Jr. I'm going to butcher a lot of names, I'm going to butcher a lot of surnames and titles. I'm sorry, English is not my mother language, as you may have noticed, but I'm trying, I'm practicing. So, Inferno, Wielders of Woe. It says, when a hidden plot to overthrow the royal family is discovered and his father is murdered, Prince Halcyon Skybor is accused by the Governing Council of the Empire of Athos, led by High Master Varim, and arrested for treason. Saved only by the Star Nation's Define Doctrine, Hal's birthrights, his fire-wielding abilities, are stripped away and is exiled to the Forsaken Ashlands where no one has ever returned from. So it looks pretty amazing, the cover is very good. I hope it will be engaging and fun. So yeah, let's go on. And then Dark Theory by Wick Welker. The synopsis says, a robot yearns to remember, a thief struggles to forget, a galaxy on the verge of collapse. On the fringe of a broken civilization, a robot awakens with no memories and only one directive: find his creator. But in the village of Corthi, Beitro finds only radioactive pestilence, famine, and Marie, a tormented thief with dreams of retiring after her final score. This one looks pretty amazing too. And the last one for this stage of the Readathon is a book 1 of a comic series which is based on the TV show and book series The Expanse. It's Dragontooth by Andy Diggle and Rubine, which is set after the end of season 6, which is the end of the show, but it is not the end of the story from the books. It says, picking up after the final season of the acclaimed and beloved sci-fi series, and filling in the missing years between The Expanse, Babylon's Ashes, and The Expanse, Persepolis Rising, the secret history of your favorite characters are revealed for the first time. Everything comes together in these epic 12-issue stories, tying together the threads of the show and answering lingering questions that will bring readers and viewers alike far beyond the stellar horizon. So this was the last one for this stage of the Readathon. Let's go on. Stage 2, accept your mission. For this stage I chose invent new light speed technology, which means read a book published after 2010. This is an easy one. All the books I've mentioned come from after 2010. But I've mixed it with discover a new habitable planet for colonization, which means read a book published by smaller press or by the author. Most of those of the books I've mentioned are self-published actually, aside from the comics, from the Expanse one. Stage 3, unplanned event. Encounter a physics-defined unknown object headed straight at you. Quick evade by reading a book that involves non-human sentient life. So Dark Theory has a sentient robot co-protagonist, and On the Wings of Quasars is about humanoid sides, big blue birds. Yeah, I swear I didn't plan to have so many books overlapping in the various prompts and the various cherry picking phases, but I guess it's a good thing. I'm a slow reader, very slow reader, so yeah, I'm going to mix it with you got boarded by the feds who are forcing you to fill out text or pesky paperwork. Today I don't know how to speak in English nor in Italian. So quick whistle your way out by reading a book involving military service. I chose Warship Thalamos, which is an omnibus with I think 5 or 6 books by Christian Kallias, and it says, from reject to starship captain in 1 nanosecond. Kevin's father thinks he's a loser, and a brand new rejection from MIT is going to convince Dad otherwise. He goes for a lakeside walk to sort things out in his mind, and an alien ship crashing right in front of him. With his last breath, the dying captain imparts Kevin with a challenging revelation. An intergalactic war looms ominously, threatening all sentient life. A war that Kevin, in a twist of fate, will now need to fight. On the losing side, in command of the last remaining warship, the crew of the ships, all dead, with billions of lives hanging in the balance. It looks pretty amazing, I'm not gonna lie. The last part of this section says you found a stowaway in your secret compartment that escaped from the Federation prison and is threatening to take your ship. Quick fight off the scoop by reading a book based off a popular franchise. So yes, of course, I chose Dragontooth, not only because I love The Expanse, but exactly because of this part of this specific prompt. Yeah, I admit it, sue me. Okay, we are now at stage 4. The last one is titled Your Epilogue and says, retire on the sandy beaches, a book in hand. Read a sequel or finale in a series. So, On the Winds of Quasars, it's book 2 in the Song of Camario trilogy, so that's done. I'm mixing it with Save Humanity from Extinction again. And I'm rereading book 1 from the Ancillary Justice trilogy, so I guess it goes hand in hand with the beginning of this prompt. It won the Hugo and Nebula and Arthur C. Clarke Award, so it fits perfectly. And if you don't remember the synopsis, I'm going to give you a general idea of what is it about. But honestly, if you haven't read that book, what are we talking about? What are we even doing here? So, they made me kill thousands, but I only have one target now. The Wrath are conquerors to be feared, resist, and they return you to a corpse soldier, one of an army of dead prisoners animated by a warship's AI mind. Whole planets are conquered by their own people. The colossal space warship called the Justice of Torrent has to be destroyed, but one ship, possessed soldier, had escaped the devastation. Used to control 1,000 of hands, 1,000 of mouths, the Justice now has only 2 hands and 1 mouth with which to tell her tale. But one fragile human body might just be enough to take revenge against those who destroyed her. It is an amazing book. It's a bit challenging. It has a very interesting development about point of views and internal dialogues, and the way the author uses genders to describe and to call the various characters. It's very hard at the beginning, but very rewarding by the end. So these are all the books I'm going to read for this readathon. I hope it will be fun. Very fun for me and for you too. So if you're going to join this readathon, just tell me what you're going to read. You can shoot me a DM on Instagram, on Facebook, or it was called Twitter, now it's X, yeah. Or you can simply leave a comment in the comment section down below. Also, go check out all the other booktube channels which are now actually managing this readathon, the Space Opera September. You can join the Goodreads group with all the other resources to understand properly how it works. Remember, enjoy, read amazing books. And if you like this video, I should remember you of this YouTube jazz. If you've been so patient to wait till the end and you managed to stomach my horrible English accent, leave a like, consider subscribe, comment, share. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.